Hi, I'm Dr. Haley Perlus, sport and exercise psychology expert, here with today's mental toughness moment. I do apologize, I do have a little bit of a sore throat, so try to bear with me for this one. But this video is actually in response to a question I received, and it's about mental grit. And the question is, how do you develop grit in a young kid with life being so easygoing nowadays that eliminates goals? So let's take it back a step and talk about what it means to have mental grit. Because there really isn't, a precise definition. But in the world of sports psychology, we typically look at mental grit as three things, in my humble opinion. One is having a passion, a sustained passion for the activity and for competition, if it's competition. Number two is the will to persevere. So to keep setting those goals that you may feel is no longer being set by kids, but the will to persevere, the will to be better today than you were yesterday. And lastly is the acceptance of adversity. In other words, accepting the fact that things are not always going to be fair. Things aren't always going to go your way. And what you choose to do with that, accept the adversity and push through. So how do we create that? How do we instill that in our youngsters? Well, there's a couple of things. One is to have conversations, but that would be a whole, you'd want to get a degree in sports psychology for that. So what I'm going to recommend is that when you are with your youngsters, whether you're a coach, whether you're a parent, whether you're a teammate, whether you just have a passion for helping kids develop mental grit, and it's not even just kids, it's all of us, it's the same thing. You really want to create an environment that allows us to sustain our passion, the will to persevere, and the acceptance of adversity. So first, passion, sustainable passion. We can sustain our passion when we have some choice, when we get to choose what activities we want to persevere, when we get to choose what part of that specific activity we like. Is it being connected with others? Is it learning new skills? Is it feeling confident in the moment? Those are those three things that really help us to develop and then sustain this passion. So when you are pursuing sports, make sure that you have at least one of those three things. The choice in something, the relatedness piece, connecting to a group, feeling like you belong, and developing confidence in learning, in improving. The will to persevere, that's when you don't just expect athletes, kids, or others to set goals. You ask them. You ask them what their goals are. You help them set their goals. You remind them of their goals. And when they achieve it, you celebrate the achievement. You celebrate the success, which then will help them have that will to persevere. So you engage in goal setting. And again, that's not for this mental toughness minute, is our mental toughness moment. That's for a lot more of ongoing communication. But you really engage in the goal setting process. And then third is the acceptance of adversity. Life isn't fair. Sport isn't fair. Things happen. Refs make bad calls. Teammates make mistakes. Athletes make mistakes. Weather isn't all that great. And so it's not about trying to figure out how to manipulate the environment to be better. It's helping the athletes accept the suckiness, if you will, helping them to embrace the suck and fighting through it and focusing on the things that they can control so that they can learn to accept the adversity and keep moving forward. Big mental toughness moment, but I'm going to repeat those three things. Mental grit, sustained passion, and you sustain your passion by constantly having a choice in the activity or some component of the activity, feeling connected to a group, and developing competence, feeling like you are competent, you are effective in the activity. Number two, the will to persevere. Engage in goal setting. Set some goals. Remind yourself and your athletes of those goals. When the goal is achieved, work with your athlete to take a moment and celebrate the achievement and celebrate the goal. And then third, that acceptance of adversity. Create opportunities where the going gets tough. So instead of trying to make everything perfect, almost do the opposite. Create opportunities for adversity. And when they just happen on their own, help the athletes focus on the things that they can control and embrace the suck and keep moving forward. big video. I'm sure you have lots of questions. If you do, please leave them in the space provided. If you have a video you want me to create, leave that in the space provided too. And until next time, have a wonderful rest of your day.